Hey guys, my name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming a highly requested video from me, and that is called the Forbidden Romance Recommendations video. I read a lot of romance. Like, romance is one of my favorite genres, and a particular subgenre of romance that I really like is forbidden romance, and that includes anything that's just like a forbidden relationship or a controversial relationship because the relationship's a little taboo. I have a couple of recommendations for you today, like about 10 or 11. These are going to be books that involve any kind of relationship that is somewhat forbidden because of one reason or another. The first one I want to recommend to you is my favorite forbidden relationship romance that I've read so far. And it's called Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, and this one follows this girl Jordan who's 19 years old, and she's dating this guy named Cole who's also 19 years old, and then she starts to have this relationship kind of thing with Cole's dad who's 38 years old. What ends up happening is Cole has to move back into his dad's house, and she lives with her boyfriend, so she also has to move into his dad's house, and then she starts to realize how like immature her boyfriend is for his age, and she starts needing somebody who's a little more responsible, and because of that she starts to fall for his dad, Pike, who is honestly one of my biggest fictional crushes of all time. Like, I love Pike so much. Oh my god. This is literally one of my favorite forbidden romances because it's so forbidden. Like, it's her boyfriend's dad. Oh my god. And there's like at least, I think, a 15-year age gap between them in this, so if you dig the huge age gap and forbidden romances, then I definitely recommend this one. And even if you don't, just give this one a chance. Like, it's really good. The next one that I have for you is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Jenkins Reid. And for this one, I can't really tell you what about this book is a forbidden relationship without spoiling you for the book. So with this one, you'll just have to trust me. And I think that this one is forbidden simply because it's the 1950s. You know, it's the olden days, and people weren't really as open-minded then as they are now, and it's forbidden because of that, but I can't tell you really, like, what the relationship is without spoiling you for the book. I think some people don't think that it's a spoiler, but I think it's a spoiler because I didn't know that going into this book, and I know a lot of people know now what this book centers around. But if you don't want to be spoiled, just go into it, and there's a forbidden relationship centering in this book, and it's fucking great. It's so great. It's one of my favorite books of all time. The next one I have for you is All the Beautiful Lies by Peter Swanson. This is a thriller novel, actually, that features a lot of very controversial relationships. So what's happening in this book is this young guy, Harry, that's in college. He has to go back home because his dad was suspiciously killed, and they don't know exactly what happened to his dad. And then when he comes back home, he starts to have this weird relationship with his stepmother named Alice. We get Alice's past, where she had this weird relationship with her stepdad. There's so many different taboo relationships happening in this book that it's kind of like hard to keep track of, but if you like the idea of a forbidden relationship in a thriller, then I think that you would really enjoy this one, because this one was fucking great. I gave this one 5 stars. It was like so entertaining. Next ones that I have for you are some male-male romances. So the first one is Heels Over Head by Elsie Springer, and this one is about these two male divers that are partners and they're competing for the Olympics together. This one is forbidden simply because the one character is so closeted, and so because of him being very closeted, they are forced to kind of like sneak around if they do anything at all, and so for that reason alone it feels like very forbidden to me. This one is also one of my favorite romances of all time. Like, I just love it so much. These two characters, Brandon and Jeremy, are just so cute. Another one that's like a closeted gay sports romance is Junkie by Cambria Hebert. This is also one of my favorite romances of all time, and this one, it feels forbidden because the main character, Drew, is a car racer. He's like an indie racer, like that's like just below the level of NASCAR, and so he is kind of forced to be closeted because that sports environment is so judgy, and like he's afraid that they're not going to accept him for having a boyfriend, you know, and this one is just so good. Okay, and then the last male-male romance that I have for you is Pieces of Me. This one is a story about two stepbrothers. So this one follows this young guy named Scott who is living with his mom, and then he has to move into a trailer park with this other guy named Rylan who's also his age, and their parents are gonna get married, and it's Rylan's dad and Scott's mom, and so they are forced to move into a trailer park together, and they share this room in this trailer, and then it's like a romance between Rylan and Scott, and it's just like so adorable. And it's forbidden obviously because they're stepbrothers technically. Oh my god, it's just so cute. And Rylan is like the most precious little baby angel. Alright, the next few that I have to recommend to you are student-teacher relationships. And so the first one is going to be Unteachable by Leah Raeder, because this one is about a relationship between an 18-year-old girl named Macy and then it's her film teacher at her high school named Evan. This one is also one of my favorite romances of all time, and it's just so good. Like, this one's just written so well and so realistically. It's so forbidden obviously because it's her fucking teacher, and because I think he's like 34, I want to say. Like, he's a little bit older too. And it was fucking great. Another student-teacher relationship romance is Loving Mr. Daniels by Brittainy C. Cherry, and this one is definitely more on like the emotional side because it deals with this girl who her sister has passed away recently. So then this one is like it feels a little bit less forbidden, but it also totally is because it's a student-teacher romance and because the girl who's the student, Ashlyn, her dad is the principal. Even more forbidden in that sense, because if he gets caught, it's gonna be so fucking bad. This one is just fucking great too. And the last student-teacher relationship book I have for you is Misbehaved by Charleigh Rose. It isn't as like forbidden because of the age gap, but this one just definitely feels forbidden because of the teacher-student aspect of it. And this one is so cute because Pierce just really wants to like protect her because she comes from a really bad neighborhood and her dad and her brother are just very toxic people for her to be around. So it's really just him like trying to put her in a safe environment. And this one is just very forbidden as well, and it's great. Alright, and the last forbidden romance that I have for you is the most forbidden of all of the romances, and that is Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. And it doesn't get more forbidden than forbidden, am I right? This is definitely one of the most controversial books that I've ever read because it follows a romance between a brother and a sister. And I know that some people automatically like cringe when they hear this and they're like, why would you even recommend this? What is this? You know, gross. But honestly guys, this is one of the most tragic, sad books I've ever read in my life. And this book isn't intended to just be like a romance novel, you know? Like, this book is just meant to tell this very tragic story about these two very broken teenagers. This story follows Loken and Maya, who are brother and sister, but they're the oldest brother and sister out of all of their siblings, and they are forced to take care of their 3 younger siblings because their mom is such a crazy alcoholic, doesn't want to be there for them kind of mom, and so they kind of have to take care of their younger siblings as if they're their kids. Oh my god, you guys, this book is like absolutely gut-wrenching. It's so sad. It features one of the most forbidden relationships I've ever read in my life, and it's fucking amazing. So powerful. Right, so those are all of the forbidden romance recommendations I have for you today. If you've read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts are on them. Or if you have any book recommendations for me that feature forbidden romances that you think that I should check out, then please let me know, because I am always looking for more books that have forbidden romances. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but I just really love reading about forbidden relationships because I think it adds so much more excitement. Because like, I love reading romances, like, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes they get so repetitive and like boring, you know? So like when they throw in these really forbidden relationships, it definitely adds in some excitement for me when I'm reading. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you plan on reading any of these books now. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time.